Hello ladies, gentlemen and others, my name is Dan, the voice behind that Kaito Dan, and welcome to a brand new RWBY news update. We haven't had one of these in a while, admittedly for me, but from the information that we have gotten today, you can understand why I had to make a video on this, because it is very exciting stuff. But before we get into that, firstly, sorry if I sound a little weird. My current recording setup is being worked on at the moment, so I might sound a little bit echoey. Apologies for that. And also an update from me in terms of a video that I've been working on for a while now. My 10th anniversary celebration of both RWBY and that Kaito Dan. That is months delayed. It has been unfortunately long in the works, but it is going to be coming out this week. I am almost finished with it. All I need now is just the background music done, but it's a big RWBY top 10 countdown discussing something very personal to me. Obviously, again, it's a celebration of RWBY and this channel, so as thanks to the show that has helped this channel grow and the people, you guys watching, that has helped this channel grow, yeah, I made this video and hopefully it will be coming out this week. Maybe around Valentine's Day if I'm lucky, but if not, again, sometime this week. So again, big RWBY top 10 countdown celebrating both my channel and RWBY. Be on the lookout for that. It is something I've worked so hard on. It is my biggest edit yet, and I hope you will enjoy it. And also, in terms of RWBY news that actually doesn't come from today, but was discovered yesterday, we have the latest batch of RWBY makeshift plushies announced for this week. So this Wednesday, we will be getting the latest batch of official makeshift plushies, which, if you can't remember, a while back, was the start of the collaboration with Makeshift, who are a company where fan support helps official plush merchandise be made once they reach a certain campaign threshold. So you put down your input that you want to buy or you want to see this plushie get made, and once it reaches that threshold, only then will it do so. So it's supply and demand. We had this previously for Team Juniper plushies, and in fact I've actually got the Pyrrha one just above my head while I'm recording, and it is really good quality, so you're definitely getting your money's worth. And yeah, we are getting the latest batch. This was actually fan voted as well in terms of who the characters are over on the RWBY Discord a while back, and I believe the top 4 were Raven, Emerald, and the 2 characters that are going to be part of the campaign starting this Wednesday, Oscar and Ozpin. So the bonded 2 are part of this initial release. So again, if you want to get yourself a official and top quality as well Oscar and both of them Ozpin plushie, please make sure that you support the campaigns and make sure that they reach the threshold by share it around with other people. Make sure they get on it as well, and hopefully they will reach their deadline and we can get some new RWBY plushies out there. So be on the lookout for that. I will share more about it on my social media pages, so follow me on there, like Twitter and Blue Sky. So yeah, some exciting stuff in terms of RWBY merch. But today we got some exciting stuff in regards to mainly RWBY Volume 9 and beyond. More on that actual wording in a bit. So today, just out of the blue on the Twitter page for RWBY, Kerry, the showrunner, writer, and all that for RWBY, he dropped some insane and exciting RWBY news. But I should start with, obviously, information that people would want to get, and that is in regards to Volume 10. And he admittedly, straight out the gate, said that there is no major update on Volume 10's greenlighting or production as of yet, but they are still talking with their partners, so fingers crossed there. I mean, no news is good news, but him saying that they are still talking with their partners to get it done shows that they are still committed to getting Volume 10 out there for us, even if it's taking a little bit longer than many of us probably would want. But still, I'm just glad that they are still being honest with that to us in these videos. So much respect to Kerry there, and hopefully Volume 10 news positive news will be coming down the line very soon. But this is all about really Volume 9 and again, beyond. Because we are now coming up to a year of RWBY Volume 9 being on Crunchyroll. It was exclusive on there because they were like a big production supporter for the series being made, well, the volume I should say being made. So they've been on Volume 9 has been on Crunchyroll for about a year now, and now today it is announced that on March 30th, Volume 9 will be released on roosterteeth.com for free and all at once, so you can binge watch one of the best volumes for RWBY in my opinion, all at once on March 30th. It is fantastic watch, so I highly recommend it. It will be a great way to obviously show as well that there is still like interest and demand for RWBY content and love for this series that we are all enjoying, and it is also a good excuse to refresh you ahead of some of the other works that are coming alongside this, because thanks to support from the first accounts and also again like fan interest, we are getting some new side content for RWBY. Now this is going to be free as well alongside Volume 9's release. We are getting a new run of the RWBY D&D show, The Grim Campaign. So if you're not familiar with this, this is a D&D campaign again, set in the world of RWBY in terms of like the official narrative, but it's involving some of the original characters made by some of the crewbie Team Sapphire. And yeah, they've had a few runs of it now, but we are getting a brand new mini arc that is apparently going to be very welcoming to new viewers, so you don't need to watch past runs if you don't want to, but I highly recommend it. It is a good show, it's a good laugh. And again, a new mini arc is coming out very soon, and on top of the returning cast for that, Lindsay, the voice of RWBY, they will be a guest star as well, so be on the lookout for that. Again, it is going to be free for all viewers, a weekly release as well. But for first exclusives, the first of is the Epilogue Animatic Extended Edition. So if you were attending RTX last year, one of the exclusives shown off there was an original Epilogue Animatic for Volume 9. This was part of the initial scenario for the ending of Volume 9. Volume 9's ending that we got officially had some reworks and tweaks being made, so it doesn't really fit in too closely, but it is still following on from the events of Volume 9. And yeah, at RTX, attendees got to see an animatic of that proposed epilogue. But now, for the public, we are getting it and an extended version as well. They haven't exactly explained how extended it's going to be, like is it going to be fully animated or not. It's been talked about in the RWBY fandom, and it is really heartwarming, very emotional, and I'm very excited to see it now in top quality, and again, this extended version. So if you were at RTX, you're still getting something new out of this, because this is not going to be the same animatic that you saw, while the rest of us, we are getting this whole bad boy completely new, and I'm very excited to see it, because of course, again, like an epilogue ending for one of the best volumes, a very emotional story as well. I'm very eager to see like how it tries to really fit in with that full official end of Volume 9 after it was again retooled and reworked, and also of course seeing some old faces that we haven't seen in animation or like any kind of like detail for a while now. Another thing coming alongside this that is going to be released weekly and part of the first exclusive side of things is the Volume 9 retrospective commentary with the cast and crew of the RWBY. So yeah, this is going to be a weekly commentary from them, looking back on Volume 9 as a whole, talking about behind the scenes stuff, and also sharing some of their thoughts on the initial reaction from the fans as well. So this is going to be a little bit different than what we usually get from, say, the commentaries on the DVDs, where I believe most of it is recorded not that far away from when production is made. So yeah, we're going to hear them talk about us and how we reacted to everything that happened in Volume 9, and there's also going to be a segment where if you want to have something answered by the RWBY who are a part of this, and you have a first account, be sure to look out for that opportunity to send your questions in, and they'll probably be answered on this weekly commentary, so be on the lookout for that. But in line with that, probably the biggest blockbuster news from this batch is a brand new series called RWBY Volume 9 Beyond. It is a storybook-styled anthology series detailing stories and events during and beyond Volume 9. It is going to be another weekly first exclusive show, so you'll be able to tune in week by week, and it does specifically mention Remnant. So obviously Volume 9 was heavily set in the world of the Ever After, beyond Remnant, but it looks like we are going to be getting some stories and events from characters we haven't seen in a while. Some old faces and places. This is really cool. I have actually been wanting for a while now an anthology series like this, going over stories that we haven't been able to explore in the midst of the official narrative. So this is going to be very, very exciting, depending on like when it's set place or like different scenarios and different characters. Like just thinking off the top of my head, some of the likely like faces and stories we could get. We can get more on Alex and Lewis, the two characters set in the Volume 9 narrative that we didn't get a lot of, just a lot of like past talk and reflection on those two. Maybe we can get some more on them as well, like their adventure with the Rusted Knight and Curious. Of course, a big one for me and many others, this could give us some stuff with Team Coffee and Team Sun, who, if you have read the E.C. Myers books, which I highly recommend you do, it is part of the official narrative and they are very good stories as well. Those lot, they've been in Vacuo for a while now, so if this is going to be during and beyond Volume 9, this could be exploring maybe some of the content from those books or completely new stuff. So we could be seeing Team Coffee for the first time since Volume 3. That is very wild to think about, especially for me as a big Velvet fan. And of course, again, Team Sun. Like, obviously we saw Sun for a lot of the Mistral arc, but we haven't seen him since Volume 6, nor the rest of his team since Volume 3 as well. And if you have seen, of course, the end of Volume 9, you know that there are a lot of other characters over in Vacuo right now, like the Atlas survivors. I mean, Ren, Nora, Emerald, and Oscar, those four. We haven't seen them, of course, since Volume 8. And also like Crow, the Schnees, the remaining people of the Happy Huntresses and the Aesops. Those guys, we haven't seen them in a while. Maybe they'll be involved in this as well. And characters from around the world of Remnant that we haven't seen in a while. Pietro, Maria, Ilya, Carly, and Gira. Glinda even. We haven't seen her since a little snippet in Volume 8 as well, but like fully since Volume 3. And other characters that people would love to see again, like Raven and Tai Yang. We could also see some stuff on the bad guys, like what is Mercury and Tyrion doing since they set out for Vacuo at the end of Volume 8 as well. Maybe we'll get an update on Salem or Cinder, or even like a little bit of Neo during her time in the Ever After that was kind of like touched on in the background here or there before she got involved with the main heroes. That would be cool. And also, there's a very small possibility that we could see some of the original characters first explored in Vacuo through the E.C. Myers books. So if you have read those books, you'll know of Professor Theodore, the headmaster of Vacuo, and his assistant, Professor Rumpole. We could get them seen for the first time in this storybook anthology, and maybe even some of the other characters explored there. Like, do you know that Sun's got a relative? No? Well, you should read those books, but there's also a chance that we could see them in this. The possibilities right now are so open that it just is making me so giddy and bouncing in my seat to think about, but it's just the fact that we're getting something that I've wanted for a while now, this anthology series set in this current era of the story. So we're gonna see some stuff related to, again, Vacuo, like how folks have handled the events of Volume 8 in Atlas, and even beyond that perhaps. Who knows? We don't know for sure like how long this series is gonna be. we only know that it's going to be storybook styled, so it's probably not going to be fully animated, more like still images, or kind of like the world of Remnant, perhaps. But Kerry did stress that it is narrative and character focused, so it is gonna be deeply engrossed in the things that we love the most about this series, really, the story and the characters, and I cannot wait. Again, it is gonna be part of the first exclusive batch of new content alongside the animatics, so yeah, if you're a first exclusive member, make sure you get that status like ready for whenever this drops. So yeah, that is all the news that we've got so far in terms of like information and like discussion points so far. If there's anything more announced, I'll probably discuss it on my Twitter or Blue Sky, so be sure to follow me on there. And yeah, that is it for now. So for now, tell me what you would want to see in both the epilogue animatic, the new campaign for Grimm campaign, and of course Volume 9 Beyond. Are you going to be binge watching Volume 9 again when it drops on March 30th? Which one of the makeshift plushies are you going to get? Are you going to get both of them? And yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings on all of this exciting information and more in the comments down below. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe and bell button, tick that notification box, and make sure you follow me on my social medias for more on all of this and more. But until the next time we talk about it, I'm that Kaito Dan. Have a good day or good night, and peace out.